Hi, I'm George Stashak from Mr. Combi Training. For over 30 years, our local BBC radio station, Three Counties, has had a consumer programme. And when listeners phone in about plumbing or heating problems, I'm usually the person who answers it. One of the most popular problems that people face is condensation. So I've made a video for all to see, and hopefully it'll help you to solve that problem. Condensation in the home is basically caused by the worst room, which is going to be the bathroom. The bath is the largest culprit of all. You're looking at two things. One, a large volume of water, 160 to 170 litres of water temperature of over 50 degrees. The next worst place is going to be the shower. But we're looking at lower temperatures around 37 to 40 degrees and a flow rate of around 8 litres to 10 litres. So that's quite easily solvable. After that, we're looking at a saucepan without a lid on. That's a big no-no. Always keep a lid and the heat on low. Radiators drying clothes will contribute huge amounts of condensation in the lounge. And of course, we forget people. People breathe out, and the more people in a dwelling will produce more condensation. And the last problem in the house is ventilation. And we'll cover that subject later. A good way to check the amount of moisture that we've got is a hydrometer. One like this costs around the £40 mark, so don't buy anything too cheap because they're just toys or souvenirs. This will give you the amount of temperature and the amount of moisture in the room, and then measure in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the bedroom particularly. Make sure it's not too dry or not too moist. Well worth having. To solve the problem of condensation, we need two factors. One, we need heat, and two, we need ventilation. So let's have a look at the heat side first, because that's easy to do. First of all, most bathrooms, I find, are underheated. Every gas-safe registered engineer will have an app or a calculator to work out what size radiator to reach a temperature that's needed in that room, whether it's the bedroom or the bathroom. Now, a bathroom will need around 22 degrees. We can achieve that easily with a towel rail. The recommended size is 600 wide and 1800 high, so it's quite a big radiator, but we need that heat, and it's nice to dry towels on it. The next way to heat up a bathroom is electric underfloor. They come with a thermometer thermostat, and because the heating season is maybe 4 or 5 months at the most, the electric underfloor can be used in the autumn and spring to warm up the tiles, and it makes a very pleasant warm bathroom, which adds to removing that condensation. The second part of solving condensation is ventilation. Now, in a bathroom, I've measured an example. So we've got 2.5 meters long, 2 meters wide, and 2.4 meters high. The volume of that is 12 cubic meters. We need to work out the air changes. So in a small bathroom, that would be 8. So we multiply 12 times 8 is 96. In a larger bathroom, we would need 12 changes of air. So that would be 144 litres of moisture to remove. You go to several fan manufacturers and find which is the best one suitable for you. The best position is above the shower bath rather than through the wall. It's usually cheaper to install and more efficient and a lot easier. The next thing that we need to work out is additional parts. So if you have a small bathroom, consider one of their quiet or whisper silent fans. If you have a larger room, then consider 2 separate speeds. You may need to choose the faster speed. Also consider one that has a moisture sensor built in. So when you leave the bathroom and switch the light off, then the fan will overrun, remove the moisture safely without you having to worry about working or not. And that's how we choose the correct fan in the correct bathroom. The best location of the fan is over the bath shower or the shower itself in the ceiling. That's classed as zone 1. You have to use a registered electrician from one of the main registration companies, because only they will be qualified to wire it up to the light switch, because that's the best place. Don't use a separate switch and try and guess. Get them to wire it up that way, and then you'll know that it's correct and safe. Another good feature is to buy a dehumidifier. Now, we can't dry clothes on radiator because that's really bad for the house. But consider a floor standing area and a floor standing dehumidifier. This is designed for a 3-bedroom house or a lounge. Very useful for drying the air out and making a nice, pleasant atmosphere, particularly if you live in a small dwelling. I've put down a short list of hints and tips just to remind everyone what you can do very easily. Number 1, of course, is dry outside. We don't seem to do this very often. We rely on a tumble dryer and the sun is shining. That's free. Avoid 11 o'clock to about 3 or 4 o'clock because the sun could make the clothes crisp, which is not practical to use. Another thing that we can look at is clothes dryers, as we mentioned, but also don't block ventilators in the house, particularly the ones outside at low level. People do that to stop mice or spiders coming in, but that's really harmful to the house. That cold air wants to go into the building, up through the building and out through the roof, so we need to ventilate the whole house. Don't block them up at all, or any other ventilators. Use that natural ventilation, it's free. Another thing that we can do is, of course, is remember never to use saucepans without a lid. Turn the fumes down and use that on simmer for a little bit longer. That saves a lot of steam in the kitchen. Another thing is microwave. Microwaving vegetables doesn't produce steam. It's often quicker and healthier. And the last thing as possible is don't open the window so wide that you allow a whole hurricane of air coming in, because that's just going to cool the bathroom down. We want a warm bathroom. If you live in a dwelling by yourself or just with a partner, then maybe you might be able to open the door to the bathroom and use the heat from the house to add to the heat of the bathroom and cause that ventilation to work even more efficiently. So here's a few hints and tips which hopefully you'll find useful.